Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. So today's topic is, as we discussed in previous lectures also, about clustering. So what is clustering? Clustering is a technique that groups similar objects such that the objects in the same group are more similar to each other than the objects in other groups. So the groups of similar object is called cluster. So clustering should be done in a way to maximize intercluster distance, that is the distance between the two clusters, and to maximize the and to minimize the intra-cluster distance. So intra-cluster distance is the distance between elements in one cluster. So there are various techniques, various algorithms used to apply clustering on a data set. We have discussed k-means algorithm. Now we are in today's lecture we are going to discuss hierarchical clustering. So hierarchical clustering is another unsupervised learning algorithm. So clustering is basically unsupervised approach in which the target class or the label is not given. You give raw data to the algorithm and algorithm starts dividing the data set into clusters. So is another unsupervised learning algorithm that is used to group together the unlabeled data having similar characteristics. So for example, all files and folders on our hard disk are organized in a hierarchy. So hierarchical an example of hierarchical clustering is like all files and folders in our disk are organized in a hierarchy. Like inside C there are these folders, inside this folder there are some other folders. So there is a hierarchy between folders. So the algorithm groups similar objects into groups called clusters. The endpoint is set of clusters or groups where each cluster is distinct from each other. So the clusters are different from each other, and the objects within each clusters and within cluster the elements are similar to each other. Fine. So hierarchical clustering is divided into two types. First is agglomerative hierarchical clustering and second is divisive. So let's discuss agglomerative hierarchical clustering first. In this type of clustering, each observation starts in its own cluster and pairs of clusters are merged as one moves up the hierarchy. So in this approach we treat each observation or each data point a cluster, and then we start joining the pairs of data points with each other based on the distance between them. So the elements that are near to each other are joined first. In this way we make a hierarchy. So it is also called bottom-up approach. I will explain this with the help of diagram in next slides. So dendrograms are pictorially used to represent HAC. So dendrograms is a pictorial representation of hierarchical clustering. So how agglomerative hierarchical clustering works? Make each data point a single point cluster. For example, if there are, let me take pen, if there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 So if there are 6 data points, so what this do, it consider each data point a single cluster. So how many clusters? 1 2 3 4 5 6 initially. So forms n clusters. If there are n data points, we initially we say that there are n clusters. Take the 2 closest data points. Now which among the data points are closest to each other? These. So take 2 closest data points and make them one cluster. Fine. Forms, now how many clusters are there? n minus 1. Take the 2 closest clusters and make them one cluster. Now in the same way we proceed. Now next 2 closest are this. So now n minus 2 clusters are there. So in this way we form the hierarchy, and the hierarchy will be shown using dendrograms. So repeat steps 3 until you are left with only one cluster. So these steps, the step will be repeated until there will be only one cluster. Like after this will be merged. After this, this seems more near, these will be merged, and after this, these will be merged, and in this way there will be only one cluster. Have a look at the visual representation of agglomerative hierarchical clustering for better understanding. So as you can see, that first these 2 clusters, then this, then this, then this, based on the distance between the data points. The data points which are more near to each other are joined, are merged first. So in this way the data items keep merging and ultimately forms one big cluster. So next is agglomerative hierarchical clustering. There are ways to measure the distance between clusters. So how you will measure the distance between clusters? There are ways for it. So in order to decide the rules for clustering, so these ways are called linkage methods. So some of the common linkage methods are complete linkage, single linkage, average linkage, and centroid linkage. So what is complete linkage? The distance between 2 clusters is defined as the longest distance between 2 points in each cluster. So you can apply hierarchical agglomerative clustering using any of the linkage method. So if you use this linkage method, it will compute the distance between 2 clusters as the longest distance between 2 points in each cluster. So it takes the maximum point from 2 clusters, and on the basis of it, compute the distance between clusters. In the same way, single linkage, the distance between 2 clusters is defined as the shortest distance between 2 points in each cluster. It takes the minimum from each cluster, and then it will calculate the distance between 2 clusters, and those clusters which are near to each other are merged first. So average linkage, the distance between 2 clusters is defined as the average distance between each point in one cluster to every point in other clusters. First it will calculate the distance between every point in one clusters to every point in other clusters, and then it will take the average. Next is centroid linkage. This you should already familiar with. Finds the centroid of cluster 1 and centroid of cluster 2. It takes the centroid of cluster 1 and cluster 2 and then calculate the distance between two clusters before merging them. So the clusters which have minimum distance will be merged first according to this approach. So dendrogram. So what is dendrogram? It is a type of tree diagram. So it looks like a tree, like a binary tree. And it shows hierarchical relationship between different sets of data. So basically you represent hierarchical clustering using dendrogram. A dendrogram is the pictorial representation of hierarchical clustering. So just by looking at the dendrogram, you can tell how the cluster is formed. So let me show you a dendrogram. So with the help of dendrogram, you can determine the number of clusters in a given data set. For example, choosing the optimal number of clusters in a data set. So for that you have to cut the dendrogram tree with the horizontal line, like a horizontal line is in this way, like you have seen, at a height where the line can traverse the maximum distance up and down, maximum distance down, without intersecting the merging point. So that line determines the number of clusters. Now this line intersects with two lines. So the optimal number of clusters in this data set will be 2. So number of clusters in this case is 2. So as you can see how the clusters are formed. So initially P5 and P6, this x-axis represent the data points and this y-axis represents the Euclidean distance. So as you can see, P5 and P6 are more close to each other because as you can see their Euclidean distance is very less. So we will combine first P5 and P6. Then Euclidean distance of this cluster with P4 is minimum, as you can see from this dendrogram. So next we combine, for example this is cluster 1. So we can combine cluster 1 with P4 to form cluster 2. After that, the next two elements which are closest to each other are P1 and P2. So we combine P1, P2 to form, for example, in this case, let's see, when P1, P2 come, this forms C3. So this is C3. So when this C3 will be combined with P0, because next is Euclidean distance, in terms of Euclidean distance is P0. So this forms C4. So in this way we keep joining the data points or the clusters with each other depending on the minimum Euclidean distance. So after that the next is P3 is closer to this C2 cluster. So we will join them with each other, like this P3 is closer to this C2 cluster. So we will join this with this cluster in this way. So this forms C5. And then finally we keep on moving upward, we keep on moving from bottom to up until all the clusters are merged fully. So this is the dendrogram. So this representation is the dendrogram, which is a pictorial way to represent agglomerative hierarchical clustering. So it looks like a binary tree. So Next is divisive hierarchical clustering. So this divisive is exactly opposite to agglomerative. In agglomerative we move from bottom to top, while in divisive we move from top to bottom. So divisive is a top down clustering method. Top down clustering method is divisive. So assign all of the observation to a single cluster. In this, we assign all the observations to a single cluster. For example, if the clusters are 6, so all the 6 observations we will keep them in one cluster, and we keep on dividing it based on the dissimilarity between the clusters. So we keep on dividing it until we are left with one observation. So that's written over here. Assign all of the observations to a single cluster. So initially all observation, for example, if our data set has 6 has 10 records, so 10 records are initially assigned to this single cluster, and then we partition them based on the dissimilarity. uh, uh, Partition the cluster to two least similar clusters. So initially we partition it into two, then this will further be divided into two, and this will further divided into two, then this will, and it will keep dividing into two until one item is left. So finally we proceed recursively on each cluster until there is one cluster for each observation. So that's why it is exactly opposite to agglomerative clustering. So let's see this with the help of a diagram. So as you can see is in this diagram, all the observations are the data points. For example, if your data set is of customer, then the customer 1, customer 2, customer 3, these are the observations. So these all are the observations. So initially we keep all the observations in one single cluster, and then we keep dividing into two clusters based on the dissimilarity between clusters until we are left with one observation. So this is the divisive approach or top down approach. Measuring the goodness of clusters. So how you can determine that this algorithm has performed the best clustering on a data set, and this algorithm has performed poor clustering on the data set? How you will determine this? So this is measuring the goodness of a clusters. So there are various indexes. So by using those indexes, you can measure the goodness of clusters. That okay. So one of most popular among the indexes is Duns index. So Duns index is the ratio between the minimum intercluster distance. So what is intercluster distance? So for example, this is one cluster and this is another cluster. So is the between the minimum intercluster distance. So the distance between two clusters is the intercluster distance. To the maximum intracluster diameter. And what is diameter? Intracluster means within cluster. So diameter means the diameter of a cluster is the distance between its two furthermost points. So diameter of a cluster, for example, one point is here and one point is here. So these points are furthest apart, for most far away in a given cluster. So diameter of a cluster is the distance between the furthermost points. So in order to have well separated and compact clusters, you should aim for higher Duns index. If the ratio between the two is higher, that means the algorithm has performed good clustering on a given data set. Some advantages of hierarchical clustering. So hierarchical clustering is very useful way of segmentation. So it is a way of segmentation. And what is segmentation? In which you divide your data set into groups, like you do customer segmentation to understand the characteristics of some particular customer, or you want to perform patients segmentation to determine the characteristics of similar patients, or in the same way employee segmentation, product segmentation. So hierarchical clustering is a useful way of segmentation. The advantage of not having to predefine the number of clusters gives it quite an edge over k-means. As you are already familiar with k-means, you have to predefine the value, you have to provide the value of k to the algorithm. But in hierarchical clustering, there is no need to predefine k value. And what is k? K corresponds to number of clusters in a given data set. So this type of technique determines itself the optimal number of clusters in a given data set. So this gives it an edge over k-means. So but it does not work well when we have huge amount of data. If our data set is very large, so this type of clustering is computationally expensive. That's why it does not work well when we have huge amount of data. As I have told you in session also, that there is no best or worst clustering algorithm. It depends upon the type of data and you can say problem at hand, that which algorithm we should apply to the given data set. So that is all for today's lecture. Thank you.